Accra is still the epicenter of coronavirus infections in Ghana, although active cases have declined. A survey by the Ghana Health Service shows that only 14.4% of the population in the region wear face masks. So experts are warning of a surge of infections if safety measures are not strictly enforced. Legend has it that a spider spinning a complex web inspired the earliest kinky techniques and designs, and you can see why. A lot of precision and mind work is required to weave the cloth. One like this can take up to 2 days to make.
Looking at those second quarter numbers, Nabil, are the government's growth projections at risk? What exactly do these numbers reveal?
Uche, indeed, these numbers shows a bleak economy for the country because in the early part of this year, the government led by the finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, projected GDP growth of 6.8% for this year. Now, in the first quarter of 2020, between January to March, we recorded a 4.9% growth of GDP, which was quite good. But then the country started recording its cases of the coronavirus towards the end of March, and that's where things started tumbling down when we started observing the lockdown and businesses started closing down and all that. And now we are seeing that the second quarter has recorded a 3.2% growth. Now, the finance minister projected that due to the shocks caused by the pandemic, we are not able to meet the 6.8% GDP growth that was projected for this year. While these players are excited about the resumption of the Ghana Premier League 2020-2021 season, there are still concerns of the potential spread of COVID-19 in camp. Already, some football clubs have started recording cases of infections among their players.
There were indications that Mali had been asked to appoint a civilian authority immediately. What is the latest on this?
Indeed, Lindy, the army leader of Mali, Colonel Assimi Goita, has actually failed to meet the deadline given by ECOWAS to select a civilian leader to oversee the transition for the one-year period. And he was actually here present for this all-important meeting with the ECOWAS leaders. And in his early remarks, the chairman of ECOWAS, that's Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo, stated emphatically that the deadline has not been met, which is why this meeting is really critical to see the political future of Mali. Patients with severe infections will be treated at this part of the hospital. There are 6 beds in each ward, and it has patient monitors that can be used to check vital signs. The motorbikes are not just a cheaper means of transportation. They also help many people beat heavy traffic on the city's roads. This building behind me was formerly Ghana's Export Trade House. The people working here promoting the exports of cocoa, fish, and handicrafts to countries far and wide. Repurposed to the Africa Trade House, it will from now symbolize Africa's ambitions to promote trade within the continent itself, from one African country to another. This is the 3rd time both frontrunners are competing for the presidency, and a lot is at stake. The fact that former President John Mahama had a 1 term, and he is actually saying there was a lot that he did during his term in terms of improving the economy and also bringing a lot of infrastructure development to the country. He is accusing the current President Nana Akufo-Addo of not really improving the country and also being slow in terms of developing the country in terms of infrastructure. It's very, very critical, especially for the Electoral Commission, to ensure a free and fair election that every party participating in this particular election would accept. So there's a lot at stake, although the 2 contenders, the former President John Mahama and the current President Nana Akufo-Addo, have signed a peace deal to send a signal that they would accept the results of the Electoral Commission when it's announced it within the next 24 hours. And if they feel that it is credible, then they would just, accept the results. Yes, exactly. It's a celebratory mood here at the residence of the incumbent President Nana Akufo-Addo. The party supporters have gathered here to celebrate his victory. The Electoral Commission announced the result a couple of hours ago and declared Nana Akufo-Addo as the winner of the 2020 elections. Strategic thinking, concentration, and the ability to read others are the key skills needed to become a great drafts player. But some say the younger generation don't have the patience and focus to master this leisure sports. Plan is for it to come into effect in stages over the next several months and years, with a potential of increasing trade amongst African countries by more than 50%. Nabil Ahmed Rufai, CGTN, Accra, Ghana.